Well folks, it's been a while and it's been a very busy winter for me, and I have to apologise to some people that I don't think I've gotten back to recently via email, but I'll get to that later on in the video. So this is a bed, an experimental bed that I put together last year. It just happened to be a vacant bed, and I had lots of fig trees and pots, and so I decided to put them in the bed and then bury around them with the soil that was here in this bed, which isn't great soil by the way. And I just let the roots grow from beneath the pot into the ground, and I have to say it has been a success, and I mean a success in the sense that none of the trees died and they grew reasonably well, and I didn't really water them that much, although I probably should have done a bit more watering because I pulled a few out and they're fairly dry. You know, typically when you're doing something like this, what you do is cover up the bottom of the pot so that the roots don't come through the bottom, because that way it's a bit harder to pull the pots out. And what you do is drill holes at the side and they will make their way out into the soil, and then when you want to dig them up you just cut around the side of the pot. But I didn't do that. I actually just let them grow out the bottom, and they're all fairly young trees, probably about a year thereabouts, and they've done pretty well, I have to say. And I've pulled up a few and they're very easy to pull up now. I can't say the same if I left them in here another year. I'm sure those roots would be much more or much larger, and have probably made their way much deeper into the soil, making it harder to pull out. But anyway, just by way of demonstration, this one here, this one's a bit tough. Some of them have been a bit easier. They're just twisted and pull them out. Now there is a bit of, you have to put a bit of welly into it if you don't mind. But there you go. Now that pot's fairly light, obviously hasn't been watered in a good while, could do with water, but as you can see the roots are just spilled out there. Now my options here with these are maybe to put them into larger pots, or cut some of those, or root prune them and put them back into the existing pot with new soil. I'm probably not going to do that because most of these varieties just didn't do that well for me. Well, they did do well, but the fruits off them just were not particularly good. This one I think is Negretta. This one here is LSU Huie, and I have a few of those in here. They just didn't taste great, unfortunately. And there are a few smaller ones that I will keep. Becane and Oban, I think is the name of that one. But yeah, this has been somewhat of a success. Now, if you have a bad back or anything like that, doing this probably isn't the best thing to do. So I'd probably suggest making holes around the side. But I have to say, pretty successful, and I've cut down a lot of the trees in the orchard, and I'll show you them now, and I'll probably do the same thing with these this year. So let's have a look. So this is the orchard as she stands at the moment. A lot clearer than what it was prior to the winter season. I got rid of all of the trees up along here, the centre of the polytunnel, and I have a lot more space in between trees here. It's a bit cluttered here. I'm going to keep these three here. And just to show you what they look like in pots now, check with this bad boy. So there's the trunk there, and I have a large pot, and I might just sit that in the soil somewhere. Again, you know, quite a large tree could put out lots of heavy thick roots, but I don't mind. I can pull it up if I need be, like, and I think in 1 year's growth it's probably not going to come back this year all too much, if it does at all, like. But yeah, I'm just going to try it again and see. But yeah, that's an experiment that's probably worth trying for some people. I definitely will do it again. It just saves me having to water so much on them and keeping an eye on them. But there you go. And in terms of the emails, so I had tons of emails from people looking for cuttings, which I still have plenty of, although I think most of them are half dead. They've been just sitting here for quite a while, and I've had so many that I suspect I've forgotten to get to a few people. I'm pretty sure I forgot to get to a few people, and if that's you, please get in touch with me again and I'll see what I can do. These are ones that have been sitting here for a week, or a couple of weeks. I think these are still pretty good, like still some, they haven't dried out completely, they still seem pretty okay. But anyway, that's how she's looking for at the moment, and it was a nice little experiment. A shame they weren't better varieties, but that's how she's looking for now.